Hello and welcome back to the Lincoln Loco. Today we have got two games for you, playing Pontefract Collieries and then Morpeth Town, both in the Evo East division, where it's starting to hot up now towards the end of the season as we're really starting to close in on those playoff places. Now, since you were last here, things have been going pretty well actually, and I say pretty well, I mean very well. That's not the table, that is the table, I mean, not what I'm looking for the schedule. So last time you were here, we lost 2-1 to Loughborough Dynamo, which wasn't the greatest result of all time. However, since then, 5 games played, 4 wins is pretty good. So we start off with a 3-2 win against Stocksbridge Park Steels, Connor Robinson scoring very late on there to make sure we won that one 3-2. So that was a really good result, that one. We then went to Tadcaster Albion, who are sitting in the playoffs actually, so they're doing pretty well this season, and we beat them 3-0. Rob Norris, Liam Dickens and Connor Robinson with the goals in that one. A week later, we played Belper Town, a 3-2 win there. Another really close game, that one actually, but we managed to come on top there. James Palling, Paul Grimes and Rob Norris with the goals in that one to make sure we sealed the win and got the 3 points. We then played Carlton Town away from home as well. Another Connor Robinson goal and a Callum Smith goal this time to make sure we won that one 2-0. And then last time out, we played Sheffield FC and lost 1-0. Mark Newsham scoring the goal for Sheffield FC there. That was meant to be, the Sheffield game was meant to be quite a while ago, but it kept getting postponed because of the waterlogged pitches. And then we played it on a Wednesday night and unfortunately lost 1-0. So that was really unfortunate. Could have had a really good run of games actually in between, but we did lose that one. What it means for the table is that we sit 6th, just outside the playoffs by a single point. So if we win today and other teams above us fail to win, we will move into the playoffs. In fact, actually looking at the table, we're only 4 points off Tadcaster Albion, who are top of the table now. So we beat them 3-0, but they're top of the table now, actually. So it really goes to show that we really can beat anyone in this league if we could beat them 3-0. So even if we only make the playoffs, or even if we get into the playoffs, that is, I really do think we could go the whole way and get promoted this season. After the bad start we had, we've turned things around, and I honestly think we could get promoted this season. We start off today, though, with Regen. It's Regen Day in-game, the 1st of March. I'm very excited about this. Now, I've not looked at this yet, and apparently we're going to have a so-called golden generation, apparently. Now, I don't think we can read too much into this because our rating is so low at the moment. Our youth facilities are really bad. The youth recruitment isn't very good either. And also our team, our scouting team, our coaching team aren't very good either. I feel like most players are going to be rated 5-star potential when, obviously they're not going to have 5-star potential. But I just feel like a lot of them are going to be rated that anyway because we've just got a bad team inspecting them. You know, if we had Premier League scouts and Premier League coaches, they'd all be rubbish probably. But I think because of the level of scouting and the level of coaching we've got, all these players are pretty much going to be 5-star. So don't read into it too much, whatever happens. So we'll click on the View Youth Candidates team. And, I mean, to be fair, sorted by potential, there's a lot of players with 5-star potential. A lot of players with 5-star potential. In fact, most of the team, if you've not got 4.5-star potential or above, you're not very good, clearly. In fact, I mean, look at that. I mean, how can you tell who's going to be good and who's not going to be good? Because that is, I mean, I'll take it. It's all very good, but, I mean, we can't read into it too much. That's the thing. We can't read into it too much. Rather than sort it by potential then, let's sort it by actual ability. So Alan Baith and Gary Jones are apparently the 2 best players. They're 2-star current ability already, actually. So that does actually match up to, I think they're better than some of the players in our first team, actually, at 2-star current ability and 2-star current ability, sorry. So Alan Baith, Ledford fielder. Let's have a look at him, Alan Baith. He is, if he wants to load, he looks all right, to be fair. Look at him. He looks like a lovely chap, doesn't he? 15 years old. He's got some good physicals, actually, I've got to say. Some nice natural fitness. Pace could be worked on a little bit if it's on the wing. And again, his rest of his attributes are pretty poor. But, you know, for a 15-year-old, his crossing of 8 isn't that bad. Better than most of our wingers, probably, actually. So, left-hand side player. Can play in that attacking midfield as well. I think we'll train him to play in that attacking midfield position as well. I think that may suit him a little bit better. It fits our system a little bit better, actually. So perhaps that's probably better off doing that. We won't read into it too much. We won't get into this too much, just because I know that these players, a lot of them are going to be hit and miss. But we'll look at Gary Jones as well in the centre of midfield. He's also a fantastic box-to-box midfielder as well, which is what I love to see. Work rate as well. Work rate 17, teamwork 16. I like what I see with Gary. In fact, I might put him into the first team straight away because I like what I'm seeing with Gary Jones. He's 2-star current ability as well. He's got some really, really good mentals. His physicals are pretty decent as well. I think we just put him straight into the first team. I think he could be good enough to be there anyway right now. Oh, I like this. I like Gary Jones. He looks good. The rest of the squad, we won't look, as I say, too much into it because it's all quite speculative, especially at our level. But, you know, Kevin Fox at 1.5 star on the right wing. He looks like he could be decent, perhaps. You know, could be the backup to Nickel. And in fact, he could be better than Nickel actually already, if I'm not going to lie. He's got a nice afro as well. That's It's a nice afro, good hairstyle there. He's quite small, only 5'5". Pace of 14 though, which is quite good. Acceleration 15. He could be very, very good actually at our level if he's got that kind of pace and things like that. So I like this. I like this. We've got a decent youth intake. It's cheap players that we can use to back up next season. So I think next season we go all out on the players that we want to sign to make our team better, but then we use our youth players as backup. I think that probably might work quite well. I don't want to be I feel like I'm being quite downhearted about the whole youth thing. I think I'm being quite downhearted about all the youth stuff. Like, obviously, that's a great youth intake. You know, loads of players are 5-star or 4.5-star or even 4-star potential. That's fantastic. But just at this level, with the quality of staff we have, doesn't really mean that much. They're playing at the same time as we play Pontefract. So perhaps after the Pontefract game, when we actually sign them onto the club properly, what we will do is maybe move one or two of them into the first team for the next game or so. Oh, apparently one of our coaches has just bagged a coaching licence, national B licence. Actually, I've only got a national C. Can we see if the club want to do it for me? If we start a coaching course, let's ask the board if I can do my national B licence. It would be beneficial for the club for me to do a coaching course, and they agree. Fantastic. I'm going to do a coaching course then. Am I going to get a news article about that to tell me how long it's going to take before I become a slightly better coach than what I already am? Nope, nothing's telling me how long it's going to take me to do my National B. It won't take too long. It shouldn't take too long, my National B licence. But it's good that I'm finally doing a few more qualifications then to get me some better coaching. Hopefully that'll help with the team as well. We're pretty decent. And hopefully, actually, it will help with our youngsters. That'll be quite handy as well. Anyway, moving on to today's game against Pontefract. I'm not going to change the team too much, I don't think. Although Josh Nicol was suspended, I think, for the last game. Although he was on the bench. No, he just must have been tired, I think. So we'll bring Josh Nicol back on for Connor Robinson. And then Connor Robinson can go up front instead of Grimes. And I think that's going to be fine. That's pretty much a team I've been using the entire time since you've last here. So Emery starts in goal with Corrigan, Wilson, Jacqueline and Palling at the back, with Dickinson and Norris in that centre midfield, with Smith, Cotton and Nicol in that attacking midfield. In behind Connor Robinson, who is the top scorer at the club. I think he's on 12 goals now, but could be completely wrong with that, I don't know. Right then, kickoff is upon us today, and Pontefract down in 14th are a team ripe for the taking. We need to make sure we start winning all our games now. There's not long left in the season. This is the 30th game of the season, I believe. So, I mean, there's really not long to go. As I mentioned earlier, we are right on the edge of the playoffs. So, just a few wins, like 5 wins out of the next 8 games or so. That'll be enough, I think, to get us playoffs. I mean, to be fair, we're really not that far off the top either. I mean, Stamford just got on top. They must have taken the lead in their game, but you know, if we take the lead in ours, we're only 3 points off the top if results stay like this and we get a win in this game. Like, it's really close. Looks like the Pontefract have the first highlight, although their pass forward wasn't brilliant. And now Norris puts it out towards Smith on the left-hand side of the pitch. He's got no support with him on that left-hand side. Takes his man on by himself, actually. Takes on 2 men by himself. Gets past them all. Plays out towards Nicol, who's in a better position on the right-hand side of the pitch. You can put a cross in towards Robinson, who heads it back to Nicol. Nicol puts it back across again. Saved by the goalkeeper. That was a nicely worked move, that. We did well there, created quite a nice opportunity. Perhaps should have done better at the end there. Nicol probably should have put it across rather than taking the shot on himself. But a nice little move. If we win every single game for the rest of the season now, we are champions of our league. If we win every single game, I can guarantee that. I think we've kind of shown this season. You know, we're down at 18th at one point. We were up first actually for the first few games of the season. I think it really does show that anyone really can beat anyone in this league. So I genuinely think if we could win every single game for the rest of the season, we would be champions. Looks like they're going to half-time, though. 0-0 with Pontefract, which isn't too bad. All we have to do is just win by a goal. You know, as long as we get the 3 points, that's what's going to get us I mean, it sounds stupid, doesn't it? But as long as we get the 3 points, that is what's going to get us the playoffs of a title. Chance now for us in the second half as Smith finds his way forward in the on the left-hand side of the pitch. Puts it into Robinson, who hits the crossbar. That was annoying. If we just... See, we're creating these really nice opportunities now. We're really starting to get closer and closer in this game. That's the second time we've hit the post, apparently, in the game as well. So, we've been close. We've been unlucky. The next time that happens, surely it's going in the back of the net. Surely. Pontefract have offered nothing all game. Nothing all game. We've had 2 shots. I mean, we've only had 5, which isn't that many, really. But they've only had 2 shots, which is nothing when you think about it, really. I'm kind of tempted to go to this 4-3-1-2 formation. I feel like we kind of just need to do it to grab a goal in this game. So we're going to take Smith off for Big Kev, and then Nicol's going to come off for Andy Toyne. Andy Toyne will come on as that ball in midfielder, rather. I think it's worth doing for the last 25 minutes or so. You know, we have scored a lot of goals using this formation. We also have conceded quite a few, but we, generally speaking, score more than we concede in this formation. So hopefully it will work out. Norris on the ball now for us. Then Toyn puts it all the way up to Kev, who's in behind the defence. Come on, Kev. Kev puts it just wide. Come on, Kev. You need to be better than that. He's not scored for at least 10, 15 games or so. He's not scored for a long time. In that time, he has scored like 3 or 4 offside goals. That's been the issue. He just is constantly offside. Oh, come on, lads. Let's not draw this game. Let's not draw this game. Push forward. Push forward. We're going to go very attacking as well for these last 10 minutes or so. We deserve to win this game. We've had 3 massive opportunities that we really should have scored. Let's not let it all go to waste. Let's not get just 1 point. We have to come here. We have to grab... See, look, no one else is winning. This is the thing, Tagcaster, they're drawing, I think. Stanford are back and losing again. How? Let's score a goal, please. Get creative. We've got a minute to get creative out there. Please, come on. Let's not let this be for nothing. We could have absolutely... Mike Glenn makes a decent save there. We really could have taken advantage here. We've drawn. This has frustrated me completely. Oh, we should have won this game. Oh, luckily, no one else won. But the reason we should have won this game is because no one else above us won. If we'd won today's game, we'd be right up there. We'd only be 2 points off the top of the table. I think we've missed out on a real big opportunity there. Like a really, really big opportunity. Well, we've got a week to recover before the Morpeth Town game, which is an even bigger game because they sit 5th in the table. A win against them, of course, will put us in the playoffs because if we beat them, we go ahead of them. Interestingly, the youth candidates beat the under-18 6-1. So that probably shows how good they actually are, which is a good showing, actually, I've got to say. We'll sign the recommended players, which is probably going to be all of them. We may as well sign them all because we've got no real players in the under-18 squad right now, so that'll be handy to have some actual real players there. So here we are, they're finally now in the squad. I think what we're going to do is move Gary Jones, the midfielder, straight into the first team because we do need some more midfielders up there, I've got to say. So I want to move them up to the senior squad. Everyone else can stay in the under-19s for now, for the rest of the season or so. We may move them up to the under-23s for next season just because they have some more competitive football there. They may progress a little bit better there as well, so we can do that. But it's a decent crop of youngsters. I think now we've actually signed a few of them. No, it's not really changed. It's not changed the ratings at all. We've still got a ton of 5-star quality players. So, I mean, it's promising. It's promising, but they probably won't get to 5 stars, I'm afraid. I forgot about this. We've got a new player signing, Curtis Round. A bit of a panic buy. Not a panic buy. I was going to try and sign him at the end of the season, but a panic buy because other clubs came in for him now. Clearly, though, he seems very happy with the deal that we've offered him. He's a left-sided midfielder. 3.5-star/4-star current ability, perhaps 5-star potential as well. Can play on the left hand side in the attack, so it will free up a little bit of space on the left hand side. It means that Scott Matthews or Callum Smith can have a bit of a break on the left hand side of the pitch. He's also a bit better than them as well. He is also a bit better than them, but he looks like he could be a decent player. You know, I'm excited to use him. We'll train him up a little bit more to play as a wing. He's not quite fully competent as an attacking midfielder, so we will train him on that left hand side of the pitch, I think, to try and get him a bit better. But the contract is coming in for, which is, what, £60 a week? £60 a week is very cheap, so we'll accept that. He'll come through. He probably won't play in the game against Morpeth tomorrow, but you know what? He's going to be a decent signing, I think, for us, especially for next season. So, as I say, he's not going to start in today's game, is Curtis Round, but we will put him on the bench for Paul Grimes, I think. And we'll also take Andy Toyn off the bench. That new youngster, Gary Jones. We'll bring Gary Jones on at some point in the game if we're winning. Morpeth Town, obviously, a very decent side. Other than that, we're going to go unchanged into the game. So, slightly risky considering that we didn't score last game, but the team have done well for the past few games. This is the same team I've used pretty much for the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games or so. So, it's working. Right then, kickoff is upon us once again. We're the away side today, but still playing in our usual white kits. Morpeth in the yellow. Morpeth, as you can see, just a point ahead of us in 5th place. So, a win here today will move us ahead of them in the table. Hopefully, there'll be results going in our favour as well. That'd be great. And if we can end the episode on a high, that really will put the momentum on us for going into the next episode, which is probably going to be... that was a bit risky, that was. We've definitely been let off there by that poor defensive display there. They didn't capitalise on it, unfortunately, for them. But Callum Smith now with a corner, putting it onto the head of Connor Robinson with his 13th goal of the season, puts us 1-0 up against Morpeth Town, which temporarily will put us into 4th, I think. I don't think we've got as good a goal difference as Stanford. We don't. We've only got +8. They've got +11. So we need to score a few more goals today to try and catch them up. But we've got another chance now. Again, Corrigan, nice time on the ball. Into Norris on the edge of the area. He puts a great ball out to Palling. He's got so much space and time to put the cross in. He puts a bit of a weird ball out to Dickens. He puts it back to Corrigan, who can put the cross in on the other side. Back to Dickens again. Onto Norris on the edge of the area. Nickel this time on the ball. Shoots and scores. 10 minutes into the game. We are 2-0 up against Morpeth. This is looking good. So we'll probably keep an eye on the Stamford, Brighouse and Tadcaster games. If we can see where they are. Tadcaster drawing, Stamford drawing, and who else we're looking for? Brighouse, they are drawing as well. So right now it's all looking quite good for us. Hopefully they'll lose all their games though, and we're looking to try and score another goal now. It's Cotton on the edge of the area. 15 minutes into the game makes it 3-0 against Morpeth Town. Why could we not do as last game as well? That's another reason. Why could we not do as last game? I mean, imagine if we had done it last game, we would be top of the table right now. We wouldn't be because Tadcaster are now winning, but we temporarily would have been top of the table if we had done this in the last game. And actually, we could score a fourth now as Robinson does make it 4. What an opening 17 minutes of the game this is turning out to be. We're now joint goal difference with Stamford, so they've probably scored a few more goals than us maybe. That's why it's Michael Emery, decent save from that free kick actually. Stamford now probably only ahead of us on goals scored, I believe. So if we get another one in this game, we will go ahead of them, which is nice. Although Morpeth looking to try and drag themselves back into this game. They've still got time to do it, of course. There's still 70 minutes in the game, which is a long time to go as Corrigan gives away a penalty now. Michael Emery's got a task to do as Morpeth look to take the penalty. Their number 8 steps up to take it. Michael Emery, please save this. He doesn't, but it doesn't matter because we're 4-1 up in 20 minutes. It's fine. They are the famous last words, aren't they? They are the famous last words. Either way, it's exciting. It's exciting. You know, we're closing in towards the end of the season now. After this game, 7 games left. We're in with a fantastic shout of playoffs and even automatic promotion. Next episode is going to be huge. To be fair, as we're 4-1 up, actually, I'm kind of happy to give debuts out to Chris Round and Gary Jones. I feel like it's... To be fair, we could probably do it, actually. We've got 30 minutes left in the game. Let's just do it, shall we? Let's give debuts to Chris Round, or Curtis Round, sorry, on the left-hand side of the pitch. And then we'll also give a debut to 16-year-old Gary Jones. We'll take Norris off for him, but we will make Jones a box-to-box midfielder. I love a good box-to-box midfielder, so hopefully Jones is going to be a star of the future for Lincoln United. I am now half expecting them to combine to make sure... I mean, there we go. There's one goal. We make the change. Instantly, Morpeth Town bring another goal back into it. We have a 2-goal lead now, but again, it doesn't matter. We're still winning 4-2. The 3 points still look pretty much in the bag for us. Again, famous last words, Tom. Famous last words. Let's not jinx things. We've seen this before. You know, we've seen this kind of thing before. Need I not remind you of the Valencia debacle? Because I don't need reminding of that. Every time I play Football Manager, I'm scarred from the Valencia debacle. And if you don't know what that is, ask someone in the comment section, because someone will tell you. And it was, I mean, it's not a day that I want to remember. But Josh Nicol gets his 4th goal of the season. Second time of asking him. His first header hit the crossbar, bounced back to him, goes in the back of the net. Who got the assist on that one? I think it was Corrigan actually got the assist on that one, because Callum Smith's off the pitch. He's the corner taker, Callum Smith. So it must have been Corrigan taking it. Good opening performance, I think, from Curtis Round and Gary Jones so far. I mean, they are on a 6-7 and a 6-6, but they've not had much to do, really, so that's okay. Looks like Stamford have gone back in the lead in their game, and Pickering are also winning. So we only move up to 5th by looks of thing in this game. But you know what? I'll take that. We're in the playoff positions now. We're 4 points off top of the table. It's so tight. But we have a good run of fixtures coming, I believe. I think we have a decent run of fixtures for the last game. Looks like there's going to be another goal here for Morpeth. Not quite. They put it wide of the post when they really should have scored. Michael Emery, though, has the ball in his hands. He's just going to punt it up the field. The game will end. In fact, he doesn't even need to do it. The referee blows for full time. Morpeth Town 2, Lincoln United 5. Well, that was a fantastic result. A very nice victory. Well done out there. A few little defensive mistakes, I think, that led to their goals. Or, you know, there's a few defensive mistakes that led to a few good chances, actually, for Morpeth. But fortunately, we do move ahead of them in the table now. So the next episode, I think we're going to do Cleethorpes and Pickering Town, the last 2 regular games of the season, which means we have 5 games to play in between episodes. We've got Stamford in 4th. That's going to be a big one. Frickley down in 11th, Brighouse in 2nd, so another huge game there. Offset United in 13th, AFC Mansfield down in 7th, so they were chasing playoffs as well. Really big games coming up, and then we're going to finish things off with Cleethorpes who are in 8th and Pickering Town who are in 3rd. So, I mean, we have to really pull our fingers out in these next few games, get the 3 points that we need in most of these games, and we'll be safe. But it's going to be a tough challenge, actually. So hopefully you can join me for next episode, which is going to be the last episode of the regular season. Of course, if we get to playoffs, there's going to be a few more episodes this season. If we get champions, then we don't need more episodes, we're champions. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you do drop a like on the video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. And I will see you next time for what is undoubtedly going to be a massive episode.